87% of realtors don't make it past 2 years or some crazy number like that. Have you ever considered why most agents don't succeed in real estate? Real estate can be a challenging and a competitive industry, and unfortunately, most agents fail to achieve the success that they hope for. In this video, I'll explore the reasons behind this and provide you some insight on what it takes to be a top producing agent. My name is Rohan Atravanam, and I work with top producing agents across the country, and I help prospect for them and get them listing appointments. We have identified over 200 listing appointments and closed deals in 2022 for them. The reasons and insights that I provide on this video comes from my experience of working with these top producers. Starting at the top is completely underestimating the volume of work that is actually needed to be successful here. So many agents enter the industry with the expectation that they can make a lot of money as a real estate agent and not put in a lot of effort. Unfortunately, the barrier to entry is super low, and therefore the competition is so high that it takes a lot of effort, hard work, and dedication to be a successful agent. So let's look at the volume of work that is needed. Let's say your goal is to get one listing agreement signed. To get one listing agreement signed, let's say on average, you need to go on 5 listing appointments. The number 5 can actually vary based on your skill as a salesperson and your experience of working with this particular lead. But let's say on average, it takes 5 listing appointments to get to one listing agreement. In our experience, you need to have about 200 leads sitting in your database that you have ever nurtured or followed up with to get one listing appointment. And that's the ratio that we have seen working across all the agents that we have worked with. And let's say generating each lead takes about $10 to $20, or it could take an hour of cold calling to get their name, email, and phone number. And if you buy from places like Zillow or Realtor.com, each of these leads could anywhere be about $100 to $200 to $300 depending upon the market and the channel itself. Not to mention, each lead takes about 6 months to materialize from start to finish. So let's put all these numbers together. For one listing agreement, you want to have about 5 listing appointments, and each listing appointment takes about 200 leads. So you're talking about 1,000 leads sitting in your database that you're nurturing to get to one listing agreement, or potentially 1,000 hours of calling. That, my friends, is the volume of work that is needed to get to one listing agreement. The going gets slightly better when you have a book of business or you have a referral system built out, but it's a grind in the initial years. Second is a lack of structure and direction in general. Real estate is not a 9-to-5 job, and there's a huge mindset gap between W-2 and 1099. Real estate agents are responsible for managing their own schedules and tasks, but most agents treat it like a job. They expect their brokerage to take care of them by paying for their leads or giving them free leads. You can get pulled in 100 different directions very, very quickly. It's so easy to get distracted, but you want to stay focused and not work on getting distracted by a shiny object. You want to stay focused on consistent lead generation. If you don't have a database that you have built out with thousands of leads that you're constantly nurturing, you don't even have a business. So when you're in the initial years, try to have a top producing agent that you can get mentored by or shadow to learn what is their structure like, and it'll cut down the learning curve drastically for you. Figure out how much time do they spend on prospecting and how much time do they spend on road actually meeting with clients, how is their day scheduled, and so on and so forth. Number 3, not treating it like a business. So many agents fail to understand that they're essentially running their own business. To be successful, they need to have a business mindset and be willing to invest in their own business. This includes having a budget, having a marketing plan, and willingness to invest in their own education and training. So many agents I know don't even have a CRM set up properly that they use religiously every single day. They are constantly running around. They are waiting for some referral that is ready to close or some chance encounter with a Zillow lead that is wanting them to go show houses that day. A CRM is probably going to cost less than $100, but when you use it properly, it's going to give you 100 times the ROI just off of one close. Running a business also means tracking marketing expenses and knowing the key metrics such as what is your cost of acquisition, what is the cost per lead, how much are you spending across different channels, and where are you getting most of your business from. Let's say you know that your cost of acquisition is $1,500, and you know that if you spend $1,500 every single time, you're going to get a closed agreement. Let's say the closed agreement is $10,000, and you are, after taxes and expenses and paying for your brokerage, you're left with about $6,000. Essentially what's happening is for every $1,500 you spend, you consistently make $6,000. That gives you the confidence to go and spend $1,500 on that channel in that source to consistently generate the income for you. That's the confidence you need in your business. Number 4, lack of commitment and discipline. Real estate is extremely hard, and it needs a strong sense of commitment and consistency to be successful. Many agents simply fail because they don't put in the time and effort that is needed to be successful in this industry. Successful agents I know have a daily routine that they absolutely stick to and are coachable. So lack of discipline actually manifests itself in inconsistent prospecting. We all know that prospecting is absolute lifeblood of real estate business, but many agents lack the absolute stone cold discipline to prospect day in, day out for at least 2 to 4 hours every single day. When you don't have discipline to prospect, you rarely have discipline to actually follow up consistently. And if you don't have consistent follow up in your business, there is no way you're going to be able to make deals, because it takes about 5 to 12 conversations or follow up conversations to actually get a listing agreement. The solution to that is extremely simple. Have a system or a person who is actually going to operate for you, follow up for you, even when you don't like to follow up or even when you don't feel like following. An assistant probably costs you about $15 to $25 an hour, and they can help you prospect by making all the phone calls, sending out text messages, staying in touch with people, and you could potentially hire somebody overseas and get an even lower price. Making sure that you have a system in place will keep the ball moving forward. And finally, number 5, just the unrealistic expectations. Some agents come into this industry with unrealistic expectations of how long it takes to be successful. Real estate is a long-term game. It can take years to establish yourself, build a sustainable brand and business for yourself. Successful agents have a long-term perspective. They set actionable and achievable goals and are very, very patient with their approach. Have the right level of expectation in terms of what is the time it takes to be successful, what kind of income you can expect to make on years 1 through 5 and 5 through 10, what is the volume of work that is needed, and just the sheer mental toughness that you need to develop to be the punching bags for your clients. And not to mention, market changes from year to year, and it can be absolutely brutal in some years. Depending upon what year you start, your first year could only be about $20,000, and it could take up to 5 years to get to 6 figures. If you want to see how we helped one of our clients get a listing agreement signed in just 4 days after they joined our program, leave a comment below and I'll drop a video for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.